after you get diagnosed with any form of cancer, really, for me it was brain cancer, you really want to wonder, what the hell caused this, right? And truth is, no matter who you really ask, they don't know. There's a lot of speculation, but the medical experts never really give you a straight answer. So I figured it was probably the food, right? Because all you hear about is how the FDA here not doing such a good job at, taking the carcinogens out of our food and everything that other countries ban. So one of the first lifestyle changes I made was to eat a super clean diet. Now, before this cancer, I wasn't eating super clean. I was actually eating like a slob and just lifting a lot, or powerlifting, which means I like lifting, but I didn't like dieting. So after this diagnosis, I look back and I'm like, I wonder what caused it. And I started doing research, and probably was the diet. So now I eat keto. I try to avoid fat, sugar, carbs. I eat a super strict diet. I used to weigh 285 pounds. Now I'm about 210, depending on, the day. Haven't really eaten anything too bad. Obviously on holidays and things like that, I'll go out of my way and whatever. I'm not going to be that guy who's going to not eat anything. One of the big rules of thumb that I stick with is the less people that touch your food, the better, less processed, all that. A lot of people try that and it's good for you. And I can tell you, I feel a lot better after the cancer than before, which isn't very typical. On top of my diet, there's the way I work out. I used to just do your traditional lifts, deadlift, squat, bench, and I still do those. But now I've incorporated a lot more cardio along with just these lifts that are more your whole body type of thing. Farmer's carries, deadlifts, carrying like a weight in one hand and working on your obliques that way. Things like that I do now more often, and cardio it probably is like 50% of my workout. No matter how much I hate it, I can tell how much better I feel when I always do cardio. Right now my resting heart rate is like 40. I have energy throughout the day. I'm running 3 miles usually at a time, trying to make it faster so I could do better in all the 5Ks I do to try and show cancer patients that you can do it. Along with those workout changes and dietary changes, there's obviously living with brain damage, which it's difficult to do, obviously. No one, it's one of those things that you don't wear it on your chest or face. People just probably think I'm stupid, which I guess it did make me stupid, right? Quote unquote, but I know that that's what it is. And it's going to give me challenges, hurdles that most people don't have or would even understand. So I just kind of try and take it on as best as I can, and I understand that, and I have to get over those no matter what happens. There's no changing it. There is changing it, but it's always going to be there. I try my best with the diet. You can eat lion's mane mushrooms. You can avoid stimulants other than like coffee. And what I'm saying by stimulant is sugar and all those things. You can avoid those. Those help with brain function. Not those deter brain function, but the opposite helps with brain function, And then on top of that, another way I try and fix my brain damage is I play an instrument. I've been playing guitar since I was little. Doing that, it makes your brain, your hand, you gotta memorize things. It's very good for you, Reading helps. Certain things help. Doing these videos, I try my best. Probably my editing's not going to be so hot. That's why I try not to do too heavy of editing. And whatever, I just live with it. People probably think I'm a dumbass. Whatever. I have trouble remembering people's faces really bad. On top of that, there's obviously the epilepsy. I have to take seizure meds. Seizure meds are not a good time. I have to wait until they kind of wear off from that initial morning dose to go work out, because then you don't get that shot of dopamine you would get otherwise. You know, like when you work out, all you get is tired when you have seizure meds in you. So once they wear off, an hour or two later, then I'm good. Then I could get a little bit of a dopamine rush. I don't just feel like exhausted after my workouts. And I ain't doing no easy workouts either. I'm trying to break a sweat here, going to that high intensity, maximum heart rate type stuff. So, I mean, besides that, you know, going completely clean with my diet, different types of workouts that include your whole body, those are all good. And just being mindful of everything, you know, you never really appreciate life, and you never think something like this can happen to you. Because I was just living life regularly, right? Just going about my life, and then next thing I know is boom, I'm in a coma, I wake up, and hey, guess what? You have brain cancer. I mean, obviously, there were symptoms that I was avoiding, but you never really think, hey, this headache's brain cancer, right? So you get a new appreciation for life. I mean, the few people a year that are struck by lightning and die, they didn't think they were going to get struck by lightning, right? It's kind of the same thing. Life can get hit off the rails any instant, and you got to appreciate every moment. That's what this has all taught me. Now I'm a 5-year survivor. I hope that people see my channel, and I hope they could find some sort of hope in this, because if you Google brain cancer, it's not going to turn out anything good. So if you could like, comment, and subscribe, I would appreciate it. So then maybe someone who just got diagnosed with brain cancer can find my channel easier and see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You can get lucky. It doesn't mean that it's over. You can keep fighting. There's not a lot of good news out there, but here it is. So please like, comment, and subscribe.